Hello everyone! Thank you so much for stopping by at my channel again. So today I'm going to teach you an elegant wedding braid, and here are the materials to get together. Make sure you have a lot of elastic bands, some bobby pins, 2 sectioning clips, and then of course my favorite Kenra medium hairspray. Also, a sectioning comb would be nice. And this is just optional. It's just a headpiece that I'm going to put on afterwards. Just kind of puts the cherry on top whenever we're done. Alrighty, so what we're going to do is we're just going to use our comb and section off the front 2 pieces right before the ear. And then we're going to go ahead and do the other side as well. And it doesn't matter where your hair is parted, this hairstyle works for any parting. Alright, now we're going to start in the back of the head. So what we're going to do is take our sectioning comb, and we're going to section off almost half of your hair, a little bit lower than your crown area. And we're just going to comb that through. Now you're going to take your first elastic band, and we're going to make a couple of ties around this piece. Now this hairstyle is consisted of just pretty much a lot of elastic bands, so make sure that you have plenty in stock so that you'll be able to complete this hairstyle. And what we're gonna do, you've seen me do it in other videos, is we're just gonna make a flip ponytail. So you're gonna make a little hole in the middle of the hair, and you're gonna flip that hair over. And once you've gotten that flipped over, I want you to tighten it. And then just to create a little bit more texture and volume, we're going to bring out those pieces. And anytime you do this, always make sure that you tighten your ponytail once more so that your hairstyle is nice and secure. Alright, so that is our first ponytail. Put a little hairspray on top. Now we're gonna do our next ponytail. So take your hair all the way from the end of your section, and then as well as the other side, and we're gonna over direct it to the right side of the hair. And what this creates is a little bit of movement in the hair instead of just more of a solid do. And you're just going to be making another ponytail, and we're going to be repeating the same thing. We're going to flip that over and tighten it, and then just bring some pieces out to create some volume. That's really the secret to any updo, is just taking those pieces out, and it makes it look like there's more hair than what there is. Okay, now we're gonna do the other side as well. And it's pretty much just like a crisscross motion. You're gonna keep doing this until you end up with no hair towards the bottom. Grab you another elastic band. And then you're going to flip that ponytail over and tighten. And then you're just going to floof it out some more. And we're going to continue this process. Now this hairstyle is not ideal for people with very short hair. This is more for medium length to long hair. This hairstyle works the best for. And it's okay if your hair is not super thick either. For this hairstyle, like I said, with us bringing those pieces out like that, it's really gonna make it look like you have thicker hair than what there is. And just keep going side to side. Personally, I like dealing with elastics more than bobby pins because they're a lot easier to hide and they're easier to take out later whenever you're done for the day. And you can see now that we're towards the bottom of the hair, we're off of the scalp, I am redirecting it back to the middle, and that's what's going to create a nice centered braid effect. And we just keep working down the hair, taking strands from both sides and then making a ponytail and flipping it over. And what I like to do a lot of the times is just look back, take a step back and look at my hairstyle, see what I'm doing, see if there's anything I need to correct, if I need to bring one piece out more than the other. That is up to you to determine that. Alright, and whenever you got to the bottom section, you just take all of that hair at one time and you're just gonna flip it over for one last time. So no more taking sections from the outside. This is just one ponytail and you're just flipping it over. And so this is really great for hiding that ponytail in the end, making it look just a little more natural. Alright, now we're up to our sections that we sectioned in the front. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna create a rope braid. Now a rope braid is just two strands and you're basically twisting them with each other. And what I'm doing is I'm twisting them away from her face and making sure your hands are elevated so that you're directing it to where you want that piece to lay. If you're twisting it too high or too low, it's not gonna lay down as nicely. And now I'm just floofing out these pieces. Like I said, this works great for even people with thin hair. It makes their hair look so much thicker than what it is without having to do so much teasing. It just looks a lot neater that way. I'm going to use some hairspray just to give it a little bit of grit so that it can hold on to that hair even better. See, now this is our first bobby pin that we're using. That's pretty impressive. We've already got a very beautiful do happening. We haven't even used a single bobby pin. Alright, so these pieces in the front kind of just fill in the gaps and just make this hairstyle look even fuller. So here we're just going to stick the bobby pin and we're just going to tuck it underneath our hairstyle so that's nice and hidden. Alright, we're going to just make sure it's nice and even, all the fullness is good everywhere. Now we're going to just twist this underneath, wrapping it around, and then just find like an open hair, like an open little loop in the hair, and you're just going to loop that through, kind of weaving in that piece. Makes it look very elegant and loose and everything without it actually being loose. Just tuck that in there. Use a little hairspray to make sure it's nice and secure. Another bobby pin. I'd say that was our third bobby pin that we've used. And we're just gonna hide that inside the braid. Make sure whenever you're tucking things in like that, that your bobby pin isn't open whenever you're putting it in the hair. Keep it closed and then it won't move as much in the braid. Of course, some more hairspray. Alright, now we're going to move on to the second section then. And here we're going to do the same thing. We're going to grab 2 strands of hair. And we're just going to make a rope braid, directing it away from the face, but also make sure that your elevation is going where you want that piece to land. Like I said, if you're lifting your hands up too high or too low, it's not going to lay right whenever you're placing it in the updo. And now we're just floofing that braid, making it look nice and voluminous and full. And like I said, you just do it to your liking. Everyone has different preferences of how they like the hair to lay, they like it to look. I just look at it visually and see how I want it to go. Okay, and we're just going to cross that over simply. Using a little bit of hairspray just so I have a little bit of grip whenever I lay this over. And we're going to grab another bobby pin. You can see I'm just gonna tuck it in there. And if you feel like that's too loose, then you might need another bobby pin. You can cross another bobby pin over it, make an X with it, and then it'll be nice and secure. Now we're just going to use another bobby pin. You can see I just flipped it underneath and I'm just securing it in the back. And I've got a little piece of hair here. I'm just going to loop that through. Just another strand, kind of weaving it in there. And secure that back there. So then that is a great way to hide bobby pins. You don't put the bobby pin over the braid, you put it behind And it's a great way to hide it. Alright, so now we're just gonna make some finishing touches here. Put bobby pins where you feel like the hair feels loose. I feel like on this side might need another one or two. Keep that hair from going down. You can see it's drooping just a little bit on this side, so I'm gonna grab another bobby pin and we're just gonna secure that in there. Now we know it'll stay. Alright, and we're going to use another bobby pin and just do the same thing. Okay, now we're just going to do a couple more finishing touches. Like I said, this is where your true artist comes out, because you're just going to look at the hair and see, where do I need to pull out some hair? Where do I need to tuck some hair in? And you're just finishing off your masterpiece. Make sure and feel if there are any loose hairs anywhere. Secure that with a bobby pin, just so that you have that security there, and knowing that your hair is going to stay in place all day. Alright, I'm just going to pull some strands out here, give it a nice even fullness. Alright, now this is that piece that I showed you earlier. We're just going to put that right on top of the do, right where we put our first ponytail. You can see it just lays so beautifully and so nicely right on top. And it's just a nice finishing piece. I think it just completes the hairstyle. Or if you wanted to, you could put some pearls in the hair, or if you were to get married or someone else, put a veil right on top of it. That would work great. But yeah, that is our finished elegant wedding braid. Let me know what you think.